Good morning, dear students. We were talking about the qualitative properties of the solution, and there I have explained you about the definition of qualitative properties, and we have defined qualitative properties as the properties of the solution which depends on the number of moles of solute but not on the nature of the solute. And there I have told you that we are having four qualitative properties. First one was relative lowering of vapor pressure. Second one was elevation in boiling point. Third one was depression in freezing point, and fourth one was osmotic pressure. And about their application, by the help of qualitative properties, we can calculate the molar mass of the solute which is dissolved in the solvent. And in the previous lecture, we have covered the first qualitative property, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now, in this lecture, we will complete the second qualitative property, that is elevation in boiling point. Again, a very simple concept. The boiling point of pure water is 100 degrees Celsius, or in Kelvin, we can say it is 373 Kelvin. Now, if a solute is added to the water, then we will get the solution. So, if we are adding solute to water, then water becomes impure. And for impure water, or the water which contains impurities in the form of solute, their boiling point is always more than 100 degrees Celsius. Or we can say that if we add impurities to the water in the form of solute, then the boiling point of water will increase. Clear? Now, the boiling point of the solvent in solution minus the boiling point of pure solvent is called elevation in boiling point. Suppose we are adding glucose to water, and now its boiling point becomes 101 degrees Celsius. So the final boiling point, that is 101 degrees Celsius minus initial boiling point, that is 100 degrees Celsius, will give you 1 degree Celsius as the final result. So this 1 degree Celsius is the elevation in boiling point. By this much amount, the boiling point has increased. Clear? Now, let us plot a graph between vapor pressure and the temperature. You know it very well that as we increase the temperature, then the value for vapor pressure increases. So here is the graph for pure solvent. The graph for vapor pressure and temperature. As we are increasing the temperature, the vapor pressure of the solvent increases. It becomes 1 atmosphere at temperature T1, which is called the boiling point of pure solvent. Remember one thing, at boiling point for any solvent, the vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. So if if we are talking about the boiling point for any solvent, then at the boiling point the vapor pressure exerted by the vapors of the solvent will always be equal to 1 atmosphere. That is the value for normal atmospheric pressure, and it is the maximum value of vapor pressure which can be exerted by any liquid. Clear? So here we got the highest value for vapor pressure, that is 1 atmosphere. So at this vapor pressure, the temperature is T1, which is called the boiling point of solvent or boiling point of pure solvent. Now let us add some non-volatile solute to the pure solvent or to the water. What will happen? Its vapor pressure will decrease. So if we plot the graph between vapor pressure and temperature, then the graph for solution will always run below than the pure solvent. So here is the graph between the vapor pressure and temperature for the solution. Now, for the solution, we get the maximum value of vapor pressure, that is 1 atm at temperature T2. So this temperature T2 is the boiling point of solvent in solution, or we can say the boiling point of solution. And the difference, that is T2 minus T1, is called delta Tb, which is called elevation in boiling point. Now, it was found that elevation in boiling point, that is delta Tb, is directly proportional to molality of the solution, that is m, small m. And you know it very well that molality of solution depends on the number of moles of solute. It means delta Tb also depends on number of moles of solute. Hence, we can say that delta Tb or elevation in boiling point is a quantitative property because it depends on the number of moles of solute. Now, removing this sign of proportionality, we will get a constant which is called Kb. So delta Tb can be written as delta Tb equals to Kb into n, where Kb is a constant for a particular solvent. For every solvent, the value of Kb will be different. And this Kb is called boiling point elevation constant. Boiling point elevation constant, and its unit is Kelvin kilogram per mole. Now, let us use delta Tb for the calculation of molar mass of the non-volatile solute. So, we know it very well that delta Tb equals to Kb into m. And what is m? M small is molality of the solution. If you remember the definition of molality, it is the number of moles of solute which is present in 1 kilogram of solvent. So here m can be written as number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilogram. Now, how we calculate number of moles? Number of moles is equals to mass of the substance divided by the molar mass. So here Nb can be replaced by the terms Wb by Mb, where Wb is the mass of the solute and Mb is the molar mass of the solute into 1 by Wa in kilogram. Now sometimes the mass of solvent is also provided in gram. In that case, we have to convert that mass into kilogram. So what we will do? We will divide the mass of solvent provided in gram by 1000. So 1000 will go to numerator side, and the formula becomes delta Tb equals to Kf into Wb by Mb into 1000 by Wa. Now rearrange the terms. we want to calculate the molar mass of the solute. So take Mb towards left hand side and delta Tb towards right hand side. It becomes Mb equals to Kf into Wv into 1000 divided by delta Tf into Wa. In this manner, or by the help of this formula, we can calculate the molar mass of the solute. In next lecture, we will complete depression in freezing point. Thank you.